For decades, the Barnegat Bay was a rich ecosystem, full of fish, oysters, and other wildlife. Generations of baymen made their livelihood on these waters, as the bay provided abundant oyster farming, clamming, and crabbing. As time passed, Long Beach Island and the surrounding areas became more inhabited. Housing and agriculture developed around the bay, causing runoff and other pollutants to enter the fragile ecosystem. The wildlife in the bay became less abundant with each passing year. Soon, the baymen had nothing left to fish, and many were forced to abandon their livelihoods. Now there is a grassroots movement to revive our region's greatest natural resource by cleaning up the bay and replenishing its wildlife. And it all starts with a single oyster. The oyster is an amazing creature and a natural resident of the Barnegat Bay. In fact, our bay was once the hub of oyster farming on the East Coast. Oysters have an incredible impact on sustaining the ecosystem in the bay. They get their nutrients by filtering water, cleaning it in the process. One little oyster can filter 50 gallons of water a day. Oysters grow naturally in the Barnegat Bay, but baby oysters need an old shell to attach themselves to in order to grow. When oysters are harvested from the bay to eat, new oysters don't have anything to grow on, and the oyster population decreases. Oysters are such an important part of our bay's ecosystem, and it's up to us to rebuild the oyster population. So, we started the Oyster Recycling Program to replenish oyster reefs in the Barnegat Bay. But how do you recycle an oyster? It all starts with diners placing empty oyster shells in buckets at participating restaurants. The buckets, full of empty oyster shells, are picked up by Long Beach Township and taken to the Oyster Recycling Center. There, marine scientists add oyster larvae to tanks full of empty oyster shells. The oyster larvae, also known as spat, set on the shells and begin to grow into baby oysters. When they are ready, baymen place the shells back into the bay to rebuild our oyster reefs. These oyster reefs will help to clean the water, benefiting not just the oyster farmers, but everyone who uses the bay. The Oyster Recycling Program is an amazing project, made possible with the support of our community leaders and, most importantly, you. Our program can put 3.6 million oysters back into the bay every year. With each oyster filtering 50 gallons of water per day, our oysters will filter 65.7 billion gallons of water each year. That's enough to fill 238 Empire State Buildings with clean, filtered water. The best part is, our program only costs $60,000 per year to run, meaning your donations can have a tremendous impact on reviving our oyster reefs and cleaning the bay. Every dollar you donate creates enough oysters to clean over 1 million gallons of water each year. You can help clean the bay and revive the oyster reefs in our area. Every donation counts. Text "Follow the Shell" to 41444 to donate, or visit followtheshell.com to learn more.